What if the shoes you've trusted for decades were quietly putting your independence at risk? Each year, more than 300,000 seniors in the United States are hospitalized after a fall, and nearly half of those falls? They're linked to one overlooked culprit: improper footwear. We don't often think of shoes as dangerous, but after a certain age, the very thing that once carried us forward can begin to work against us. It doesn't start with a dramatic tumble. It starts quietly, with a subtle loss of balance, an ache in the heel, a moment of hesitation on the stairs. And then one day, a simple misstep leads to something far more serious: a broken bone, a hospital stay, months of recovery, and sometimes the quiet fear that you may never move the same way again. But it doesn't have to be that way. In this video, you'll uncover 8 common footwear choices that are quietly robbing older adults of their strength, balance, and freedom. And just as importantly, you'll discover 3 life-changing solutions used by foot specialists and aging experts that can protect your steps, restore your confidence, and help you move through life with ease again. Because even if walking to the mailbox has become difficult, the right changes can open the door to so much more. Yes, even nature trails, afternoon walks, and joyful movement you thought you'd lost. So why do the shoes that felt perfect at 40 suddenly become dangerous at 70? The answer lies in what time does to the human foot, something almost no one talks about. First, the natural padding under your feet begins to thin, exposing your bones and nerves to greater impact. Second, the nerve endings that help you feel the ground and stay balanced can degrade by as much as 30% after age 65. And third, small misalignments in your joints can suddenly trigger knee pain, hip strain, or back issues that ripple through your whole body. These changes are subtle, silent, and easy to overlook, but they affect every step you take and every shoe you wear. So if you've ever felt foot pain that kept you from doing something you love, if you've ever hesitated before taking that next step, unsure of your balance or your footing, this message may be exactly what you need, because your mobility isn't something you have to lose with age. In fact, with the right awareness and adjustments, you can gain more freedom than you imagined possible. Stay with us. What you learn next might just protect your future steps and help someone you love do the same. Watch the video until the end. The final mistake of footwear choices will surprise you. And if this message speaks to you already, please share your story in the comments. You're not alone, and your experience may be the reminder someone else needs to take their first step towards safer, more confident movement. Now let's turn to a familiar favorite, especially in warmer months: flip-flops. Light, easy, and comfortable, they feel like freedom. But for aging feet, they can quietly become a source of pain, instability, and long-term damage. Flip-flops were never designed for support. They offer no structure for your arches, no cushioning for your heels, and no real protection against the ground beneath you. With every step, your toes must grip to keep the shoe from slipping off. This simple motion, repeated hundreds of times a day, alters your gait and creates tension that travels up through your ankles, knees, hips, and lower back. In your younger years, your body could absorb the strain, but after 60, tissues recover more slowly, joints grow more sensitive, and the small stressors we once ignored begin to echo through the body. One of the most common outcomes? Plantar fasciitis, a painful inflammation along the bottom of the foot that can take months of therapy to heal, and often it doesn't stop there. To avoid foot pain, we begin to walk differently. That small shift in posture puts added pressure on the knees, the hips compensate, and before long, the entire body moves out of balance. What began as a simple footwear choice becomes a domino effect of discomfort. Even if you've worn flip-flops your whole life without problems, your feet have changed. The support you never needed before becomes essential after 60. Many people first notice it on a vacation or a weekend away, when long walks in flip-flops suddenly leave them limping, aching, or unable to enjoy the day. The truth is, aging feet need shoes that move with them, not ones they have to fight to keep on. So take a moment and ask yourself, do you still keep a pair of flip-flops by the door, or pack them for trips? If so, this might be the time to consider safer alternatives, ones that protect your steps and honor your body's needs as it changes. Let's talk about one of the most common choices in many women's closets, the high heels, even modest ones at 1 to 2 inches in height. Often seen as practical, even harmless, but over time, these modest heels can quietly reshape your entire body from the ground up. Just an inch or two, just for work, or a nice dinner. But the truth is, even modest heels have a hidden cost, one that may not show itself until decades later. A 2-inch heel increases pressure on the ball of the foot by more than 75%. That means with every step, your toes are being forced forward into a narrow space where they were never meant to be. Over time, this constant pressure reshapes your foot's natural architecture, and it doesn't stop there. Your knees begin to bend differently to adjust. Your hips shift. Your lower back arches in subtle compensation. The entire chain of your body's movement becomes imbalanced, step by step, year after year. In your 30s and 40s, you may not notice it. Your body adjusts, recovers, moves forward. But as you cross into your 60s and beyond, the cushioning beneath your feet thins. The nerves that help you balance grow weaker, and that quiet damage that's been building finally shows itself. Bunions begin to ache. Tendons grow tight. Toes curl unnaturally, and simple walks turn into painful tasks. Foot specialists see it time and again. A woman who wore 2-inch high heels her whole life, then to find herself facing chronic foot pain, nerve issues, or even surgery in retirement. Not from an accident, but from accumulated misalignment no one ever warned her about. And the truth is, even if you rarely wear heels now, the years you did can still be affecting your body today. That doesn't mean you have to live in fear of the past. It means now is the time to listen to what your feet, your posture, and your balance are trying to tell you. So let me ask you this. Do you still keep a pair of heels in your closet? Perhaps for family photos, holidays, or just in case? If hearing this made you pause, you're not alone. Many women are just now realizing how deeply their bodies have been shaped, not just by time, but by the choices they were told were normal. If you've experienced pain, discomfort, or even just a quiet unease in your feet after wearing heels, you're in good company. And if you feel comfortable, share your story in the comments below, and subscribe the channel for more gentle guidance that helps you walk through life with confidence, clarity, and care. Because sometimes a simple change in what you wear on your feet can change everything about how you move through life. They sit quietly by your favorite chair, soft, familiar, easy to slip on, your cozy backless slippers. They feel like comfort. But for aging feet and bodies, they may be something else entirely, an invisible risk hiding in plain sight. Backless slippers change the way you walk. Without a secure heel, your toes unconsciously grip the sole with each step to keep the slipper from falling off. This subtle tension shortens your stride, adds strain to the muscles in your legs, and disrupts the natural rhythm of your gait. Your heels lift too early, your ankles lose stability, and before you realize it, your entire balance system is compromised step by step, day by day. The statistics are sobering. Nearly 4 in 10 in-home falls among seniors are linked to unsuitable house footwear. And among those, backless slippers are one of the leading causes. What makes them especially dangerous is their familiarity. They don't feel risky. In fact, they feel like part of home itself, something you've worn for years without a second thought. But over time, what once felt comfortable can become quietly hazardous. Falls often happen during everyday moments, answering the door, stepping over a rug, moving quickly to grab the phone. And when stability is compromised, even a small misstep can lead to a major injury, a broken wrist, a dislocated hip, weeks or months of lost mobility and independence. Podiatrists and orthopedic specialists now recommend closed-back, non-slip house shoes for seniors, shoes that support your heel, stabilize your ankle, and give your toes the freedom to relax rather than grip. So here's a gentle question to reflect on. What kind of slippers are you wearing around the house today? And are they truly helping you feel stable or just comfortable? If you've ever had a near miss, A slip in the kitchen? A stumble on the stairs? Share your story in the comments. Your experience might help someone else make a small change before it becomes a life-changing event. Because real comfort doesn't just feel good, it keeps you safe. Let's take a closer look at a type of shoe that often hides its danger behind a polished appearance. Smooth-soled shoes like dress shoes, leather loafers, and well-worn favorites that have lost their grip over time. They may look polished, classic, comfortable, maybe even elegant. But smooth-soled shoes, especially dress shoes, loafers, can quietly turn your home into a hazard zone. You see, the soles of our shoes are meant to grip the ground. But when that tread wears smooth, or was never there to begin with, traction disappears. And what used to be a steady step can become a dangerous slide. The danger isn't just outside. In fact, some of the worst slips happen in the most familiar places. A few drops of water near the kitchen sink, a damp bathroom tile, morning dew on the back porch. All it takes is one slick moment, and your foot goes out from under you before you even know what happened. The problem is, many seniors don't realize their favorite shoes have lost their grip. The leather soles, the well-worn flats, the old faithfuls, still in good condition on the outside, but lacking the safety your steps now require. Here's something simple you can try today. While wearing your everyday shoes, step gently onto a smooth surface like a tile or hardwood floor. Try sliding your foot forward just a bit. If it moves easily, with little resistance, you may be walking on a hidden risk every day. And the older we get, the less time we have to react in those split-second moments. What once would have been a stumble could now be a full fall, and the recovery from a fall at 70 is not the same as it was at 40. So ask yourself, are the shoes you wear inside your home, or to church or the store, really giving you the grip you need? Because it's not just about looking neat or feeling comfortable. It's about having a secure connection with the ground beneath you. If you've ever had a close call, maybe your foot slipped slightly but you caught yourself, don't brush it off as just being clumsy. That moment was a warning and a gift, a chance to make a change before something worse happens. Now let's talk about a different kind of danger, one that doesn't involve slipping, but squeezing. Tight-fitting dress shoes. They've been part of our lives for decades, worn to church, weddings, special gatherings, moments that mattered. And for many, they still sit in the closet, waiting for the next occasion. But what most people don't realize is that our feet change with age, subtly, slowly, and inevitably. As the years pass, ligaments loosen, tendons stretch, and the bones of the foot begin to widen. By the time we reach our 70s, the average foot is nearly half a size wider than it was in midlife. Yet, most of us are still trying to squeeze into the same size we wore at 40. The result? Restricted blood flow, pinched nerves, pain that begins in the toes but travels through the entire body. And for those with diabetes or circulation issues, the risks grow even more serious. Numbness. Falls triggered not by missteps, but by feet that have quietly gone to sleep inside a shoe that no longer fits. What makes it even more deceptive is that the length of the shoe might still feel fine, but width, the part most affected by aging, goes unnoticed, until discomfort turns to pain, and pain turns to instability. Many older adults have found themselves limping after a long event, or wondering why their balance suddenly seems off. In many cases, it wasn't the event, it was the shoes. It's not about giving up on formality or appearance. It's about honoring the changes in your body and choosing footwear that supports those changes, not fights against them. When was the last time you had your feet measured, not just for length, but for width? If it's been more than a few years, you may be walking in a size that no longer belongs to you. And if you've ever left a gathering with burning feet, aching joints, or numb toes, consider it a message from your body. There's no shame in outgrowing the past. There's wisdom in walking forward, comfortably, safely, and with shoes that truly fit the person you are now. For many of us, there's nothing quite like the feeling of bare feet on the floor. It feels natural, grounding, free. And for years, maybe even decades, it brought no harm. But as our bodies age, the simple act of walking barefoot can quietly become a risk we no longer notice, until it's too late. Going barefoot offers no support, no protection, no shock absorption. And for aging joints, thinning foot padding and slower balance reflexes, that can be a dangerous combination. Without shoes, the tiny stabilizing muscles in your feet have to work harder. On soft ground, that might be manageable, but on modern flooring, hard tile, polished wood, or concrete, the stress travels up through your ankles, knees, hips, and spine. Each step becomes a jolt your joints weren't designed to handle. And then, there's the hidden hazards: a small pebble, a stray crumb. For younger feet, a mild nuisance. But for older adults, these tiny threats can turn into serious injuries. The barefoot lifestyle might work for some, but for seniors, especially those with compromised balance, sensation, or circulation, it's like removing the shock absorbers from a car that already has worn brakes. Doctors now advise consistent supportive house shoes even indoors, lightweight, closed back, and cushioned, designed to protect without restricting movement. Let's talk about a common habit many older adults share: relying on just one pair of shoes for every activity, whether it's walking, gardening, or going to church. As we age, the idea that one shoe fits every purpose becomes less a convenience and more a hidden risk. The truth is, every activity places different demands on your feet. Walking long distances requires cushioning and arch support. Gardening needs side-to-side stability and traction. Navigating slick floors or uneven ground calls for grip and ankle support. No single pair of shoes, no matter how comfortable, can meet all of these needs safely. And yet, 78% of older adults report using just one pair of shoes for all their daily movement. The result? Shoes that wear down faster than expected, support that's misaligned with the task at hand, and feet that are constantly adjusting, compensating, and, eventually, suffering. It's a quiet pattern that leads to knee pain, joint strain, and increased fall risk. Not because of age alone, but because our shoes weren't built for every surface we step on. Health experts now recommend a simple shift, what they call the 3-zone system: one pair for home, one for everyday walking, and one for specific activities like gardening or formal outings. Think of it not as an expense, but an investment in freedom. Because a single emergency room visit from a fall often costs more, physically, emotionally, and financially, than buying all 3 pairs combined. And now, the final might surprise you. Among the most deceptive dangers in our closets are the sneakers we trust the most. They look fine. The soles are intact. No holes, no fraying. Maybe they're even still clean. But what we often can't see is what matters most. You see, athletic shoes lose up to 40% of their shock absorption within just 6 months of regular use. Not because they're falling apart, but because the supportive materials inside, especially the midsole, silently break down with every step. And when that structure is gone, your feet no longer have the cushioning they need. Each step sends more impact through your joints, 3 to 5 times your body weight, into your ankles, your knees, your hips, and eventually your spine. It's easy to understand why many older adults hold on to sneakers longer than they should. Many of us were raised with the mindset: use it up, wear it out, make it last. And for those on a fixed income, buying new shoes can feel like an unnecessary expense. But here's the hidden cost. Worn-out shoes don't just wear down your comfort, they wear down your mobility. One of the clearest signs is mystery pain, especially in the knees or lower back. You might not connect it to your footwear at all, but once the support is gone, your body pays the price. Here's a simple test you can do at home. Take your walking shoe and try to twist it from heel to toe. If it bends or twists easily like a towel, it's no longer giving you the stability you need. A good shoe should only flex at the ball of the foot, not twist or collapse in your hands. Replacing an old pair of shoes might cost you $70, but not replacing them could cost you your independence. So ask yourself, when was the last time you replaced your everyday walking shoes? If it's been more than 6 months of regular wear, your feet may already be telling you something. And if you've had a moment where unexplained pain, stiffness, or fatigue crept in for no reason, consider this your gentle reminder. Even what looks still good on the outside may no longer be serving you on the inside. Let us know in the comments if you've had a similar experience, one where simply changing your shoes made a bigger difference than you expected. Your story might encourage someone else to take that small but powerful step. Because sometimes, the most trusted things need to be lovingly retired. By now, we've seen how many common footwear choices can quietly harm our bodies as we age. But awareness is only the first step. The next is making sure every step you take is supported in the right way. And that begins with something most people haven't done in years: getting a professional shoe fitting. As we grow older, our feet change in ways we rarely notice. The arch may flatten, the width may increase. One foot may even become slightly larger than the other. Yet most adults continue wearing the same size they've worn for decades, often without realizing the damage that may be occurring each day. A proper shoe fitting is more than just a size check. It involves measuring both feet while standing, assessing width across multiple points, checking your arch type, and evaluating how your body distributes weight as you walk. These subtle details matter because the right shoe isn't just about comfort. It's about balance, alignment, and injury prevention. Many shoe stores don't offer this level of care, but some do, especially those that specialize in orthopedic or comfort footwear. And podiatrists, with their clinical understanding of aging feet, can provide even deeper insight. If you've never had your feet measured professionally, or if it's been more than 5 years, it may be time. Because even a half-size adjustment in width or support can mean the difference between daily pain and peaceful, confident movement. Ask yourself, are the shoes you wear truly designed for the feet you have now? It's never too late to begin again. And the right fit is a powerful place to start. Now that you understand how important proper fit is, the next solution is about how you divide your footwear throughout your day. It's called the 3-zone system. No one shoe can meet all your needs. Your home, your daily errands, and your outdoor activities all require different types of movement, and your shoes should reflect that. Here's how the system works. Zone 1, house shoes. These are what you wear inside. They should have closed backs, non-slip soles, and a snug yet gentle fit. They keep you steady on tile, wood, and other modern floors that weren't designed with bare feet in mind. Zone 2, everyday support shoes. These are for walking, errands, or daily tasks. They should have arch support, cushioned midsoles, and a wider base for stability. Think of them as your daily foundation, the shoes your body depends on the most. Zone 3, activity-specific footwear. These are for gardening, long walks, or formal events. They might have added ankle support, waterproof features, or hidden comfort built into their design. You don't wear them all the time, but when you do, they serve a purpose. Dividing your footwear into these zones helps extend the life of your shoes, protect your joints, and reduce the wear and tear on your body. It's not about owning dozens of pairs. It's about being intentional with a few good ones that serve you well in the right moments. Reflect for a moment. Do your current shoes match the surfaces and movements of your daily life? If not, this small shift could save you from pain, falls, or costly injuries in the future. Because the right shoe, in the right moment, can be a quiet form of protection. The final solution may be one of the most powerful and most overlooked. Custom orthotics and small shoe adjustments can transform even ordinary footwear into a personal support system for your feet. While over-the-counter insoles offer some comfort, true orthotics are designed to correct the unique way your body moves. They cradle your arches, align your posture, and distribute pressure evenly across each step. Custom doesn't have to mean expensive. Heat-moldable inserts, which adapt to your foot shape at home, can provide up to 80% of the benefit of full medical orthotics for a fraction of the cost. Some are even covered under Medicare if prescribed for conditions like diabetic neuropathy or balance-related issues. Beyond orthotics, there are small, affordable modifications that can make a big difference. Professional shoe stretching for tight areas, gel heel pads to reduce impact, non-slip add-ons for traction and safety. Each of these turns your shoes into a tool, not just for comfort, but for healing. And remember, this isn't about chasing perfection. It's about meeting your feet where they are and giving them the support they quietly need. Ask yourself, do your shoes truly support your balance, your comfort, your movement? If not, it may be time to upgrade. Not the style, but the structure. Because when your feet are supported, your confidence returns. And when your confidence returns, the world opens up again. We've walked through a quiet truth today, that the shoes we wear, the ones we barely think about, can either protect us or slowly steal our freedom. It doesn't happen all at once. It begins in subtle ways. A bit of foot pain, a slower walk, a missed step. But over time, these small discomforts can become something much bigger, stealing our balance, our confidence, even our independence. Now you know the 8 most common footwear mistakes that quietly affect so many aging adults. High heels, flip-flops, worn-out sneakers, backless slippers, smooth-soled shoes, tight-fitting dress shoes, going barefoot, and the one-pair-fits-all mentality. Each one may seem harmless, each one may be familiar, but together they form a pattern, one that quietly increases the risk of falls, joint pain, and mobility loss. But knowledge alone isn't what transforms us. Action does. So we also explored 3 powerful solutions. 1. Getting professionally fitted for the feet you have now. 2. Dividing your shoes into 3 zones: home, everyday, and activity-specific. 3. And adding custom orthotics or simple adjustments that support your unique step. These aren't trends or gimmicks. They are small, intentional changes that can truly shift the way you move through the world. Because your feet are not just carrying your body, they're carrying your life, your experiences, your freedom to choose where you go and how you live. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, which footwear mistakes surprised you the most? And what small change are you willing to make today for yourself or someone you love? If this message resonated with you, take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might help someone else find their footing again, before it's too late. And if you'd like more practical guidance like this, gentle reminders, clear insights, and supportive wisdom to help you live stronger and safer, we invite you to subscribe and stay connected, because the next step you take could be the one that keeps you standing tall.